Hello, today I'll be doing a video on Escape from Pretoria, starring Daniel Radcliffe, about two South Africans who are locked away for teaming up with the African National Congress, so they make it their life's mission to escape from the prison. I usually start off with positives with these reviews, but I really have to get this out of the way. My first impression of this movie was very negative for the simple fact that I hated the way Daniel Radcliffe looked. I hated his hair and his beard. I actually thought that was a wig and a clip-on beard he was wearing. It looked so bad. It just did not suit him at all, and it was distracting. I also didn't think I would be able to get into this movie because of the first 5 minutes. I thought the dialogue was very cringy, and it was cringy because it didn't feel authentic, it didn't feel sincere. There were like two quotes that I remember, and it was about our white privileged selves, and the characters are actually narrating, they're white and they're narrating about themselves, and they're talking about our white privilege and our yellow and black brothers and sisters. Like, who actually talks like that? It sounded like some SJW quote from Twitter, not from the 70s. Also, going back to the yellow and brown sisters quote, when were Asians a part of apartheid? Like, it can never be, like, that's another thing. Like, it can never be black. Even though it takes place in Africa, you can never focus on black people facing oppression. It always has to be diluted with some other group who's irrelevant. But like I said before, I didn't think I would get into it, and I'm happy to say that I really enjoyed it. I think after the first 20 minutes, I started to really enjoy it, especially when they were planning their escape. There's like 3 main prisoners, like all the prisoners are in on it. They know about the escape plan, but there's only like 3 that actually plan on escaping. And I was just sitting in awe at seeing these guys think of new and clever ways to try and get out of the prison without getting shot. For example, they tried to make duplicate keys. I won't give too much away on that because it does add to the tension, but I also like not only that they were able to make duplicate keys, but they were able to get out of situations by being smart. There are a lot of close calls in this movie, and during those scenes I was like, yep, he's definitely not going to get out of this. He's done for. He's going to add another 25 years to his sentence because he was trying to escape. But they would somehow get themselves out of trouble by being very clever. And I immediately thought of the TV show Breaking Bad, where that show depends on clever characters getting themselves out of tight situations. But what didn't make sense to me was the fact that the guards knew that Daniel Radcliffe's character was up to something, and they were very hell-bent on trying to figure out what, but they were also too dense to put 2 and 2 together when it came to finding items in the cell. I know this takes place in the 70s, so times were different, but the movie strongly depends on the guards being completely clueless, while at the same time the guards are supposed to be smart enough to figure out that something's going on. The last 30 minutes are very heart-pumping, and I was squirming in my seat. It reminded me a lot of the prison escape in Papillon. And yeah, I highly recommend it. It's very thrilling, it's entertaining. It's not the best movie in the world, but it does the job, and I give it a 7 out of 10.